I enjoy all I do on the farm, and I enjoy sugar beet harvesting more than anything. Always have done and still do. While I can do it, I'm still going to do it. They keep telling me to pack up, but I shan't pack up. When I pack up, they'll dig the hole for me. I'm Fred Campling, and I've been in the fens here all my life, and I'm 92 and be 93 in July, and still going strong, working every day. And we're in South Lincolnshire. I'm not far from Spalding and Wisbech, and I've been here all my life. And my father, before I worked for him, when I first started working for him, but I've been here now since I was 25. We got married and came here, and I've been here ever since. We pretty well only grow sugar beet and wheat and barley, and we used to grow rape, but we don't now because the pigeons won't leave it alone, but we grow beans now. When I first started farming, like with sugar beet, I lifted sugar beet with horses when I first started. Oh, I don't know when that was. I'd only be about 20, I should think, when I started lifting sugar beet. Before I got married, I was lifting sugar beet, and lifted sugar beet ever since, right through the ages. When I'm lifting sugar beet, I'll go from here to Kings Lynn, then up to Sedgeford, lifting sugar beet. I lift for 4 farmers up there, and been lifting for them for 40 years, same farmers. Well, I've got 2 sons and a daughter, and they're all work for me. And I've done all the life and not work for no one else. And my sons, they look after one looks after the lorries, and the other one looks after the machinery and the yard, and my daughter looks after the office. When I left school, I left school at 14, and I started working for my father then, and all I was paid was £1 a week. That's all he paid me, and I bought my first bicycle when I was 14. It cost me £7. I had to work 7 weeks to pay for that. My father, he worked for his father, like my grandfather, and when my grandfather died, my father took over the farm, and I used to work for him like then, and well, he worked hard all his life, and he died at 48, and so I started farming on my own when I was 20. We used to make our own fun and that. In the country you have to, like, because there's nothing else. You've got to make your own entertainment. Been big changes in prices, but I'm afraid there's not been too big changes in the contract prices. We used to think years ago that 2 tons an acre of corn was a good crop, of wheat and barley, but today they're into the 4s and 5 tons an acre. Not in this land, because we're on heavy land down here, but if we get 4 ton, we're really happy like. But we had an hard year one year. Couldn't get the crops in, and it was very wet, and then it come very dry and they didn't grow, and we've always made a living. Been hard, but we've made a living. We came here, the wife and mine, like, we bought a piece of land here, cost £100 for an acre. And then we built a bungalow on it, cost me £2,800, which my mother helped me. And then we thought after a little while we'd buy another acre at the side, and that cost me £150 for another acre. And after that, we started here, and I've started work here. We had a few strawberries and picked those, and I used to pick strawberries all day, and when I got old enough to drive a lorry, I used to take them through the market at night for one of the hauliers in the village, and that's how I started lorry driving. Wife used to help me. She's been a big help to me right through my life. She used to help me tidy picking and all that, and it wasn't in her line of business because she was originally a school teacher. And so she buckled down and helped me like, and then we had children came along. We had 3 children and she looked after those, and there's not a lot of money made out of it, but we still keep farming. Machinery and that's got so expensive. That's the biggest problem nowadays. As regards to contracting, I don't think farmers realise how much our machinery is costing. Repairs has gone through the roof just lately. You do need skills, yeah, in farming. But if you've been farming all your life, it gradually comes to you, all your skills. I mean, I've been lucky. I can drive any tractor we've got on the job, vans or lorries or anything. And I never ask a driver to drive something I wouldn't drive myself. But now, machinery's got as it is, like with computers and everything. They have to tell me now what to do. I don't understand computers and that. I can work them on the machines, but I don't really understand them like. When I used to sell David Brown tractors, we had a collection of David Brown tractors. I had one of every make they made, right up until the white ones. I had over 50 of them, all reconditioned and done up properly. I've had some very good men work for me in my day, and I know them all to this day, like most of them, and I know them all like they've all been not labourers, they've all been friends. Things are a lot safer than they used to be, a lot safer. But I don't know where they can improve it a lot because they clamp down on everything nowadays. For the young people going into farming today, I don't know how ever they can afford to start. I mean, we started with nothing, and things wasn't very dear when we started, like. I mean, as I've said, bought our first bungalow for £2,500, now you want one £250,000. My grandchildren, they're not coming into farming, none of them. It's all got into the hands of big farms now. All those little farmers have gone by the wayside, and it's all gone into the big farms now. And they can afford the big machinery and that. We're a little farmer, just can't afford the machinery nowadays. He's gone by the wayside. I don't think the general public understand the farmers like and what they have to go and what they get paid for it. You know, I just don't think they understand what we have to go through, all the rain and water and floods we've had. And this year I don't think it'll be a very poor harvest, I quite think, because we've had that much water and the fields have been flooded, and I've had some fields flooded and I know they won't have nothing on them. And I know one farmer in particular, not 200 yards from here, he's sprayed all his corn off because it's no good, and he's the biggest farmer. I think the supermarkets take too much out of it, and farmers are not getting paid enough for what they do. The money they've got invested, I mean, a farmer invests thousands of pounds in machinery and that to grow this food and then don't get paid for it. I don't know what the world's going to come to. Everything starts from the land. It don't matter what you say, your food, everything comes from the land, and everybody gets a living from the land. When I first started, my father told me, he said, never buy anything without you can pay for it. But I think he was wrong in that day, because if I'd bought things in them days, we'd have had a lot more than we've got now. But we've managed, and Years ago, I don't nowadays, but years ago when they used to come to me for a job, and they was always doing that, I used to say, are you coming for the money or are you coming for the work? And if they're coming for the money, they're not going to do the job properly. But if they're coming for the work, they'll get paid for doing it. It is a good life, farming, if you enjoy it. And I don't enjoy anything else. I just enjoy farming and doing the things I do.